All right, so math problems it is. And we have here just a friendly reminder. Hold on. What's going on here? Okay, this is the book we're using. And it's free, open source. I've also used the Humongous book of algebra problems. So I had left off on problem 13. We are moving along light speed. So problem 14 now. 56p minus 48 equals 6p plus 2. So they're asking us to, what do we do? First thing we do is we're going to combine like terms, right? So we're going to move this bugger over here, and we're going to move this bugger over here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to subtract 6p, and here we're going to subtract 6p. And here we're going to add 48, and here we're going to add 48. See what I'm doing? What I do to one side, I do to the other. So 56p minus 6p. Why can we do this addition and subtraction? Because saying 56p minus 6p is like saying 56 apples minus 6 apples. As long as they're both apples, you can add and subtract them. So we get 50p equals, and if I take minus 48 plus 48, I get 0. I add 48 here, I get 50. Of course, the 6p and minus 6p cancel. So I divide by both sides by 50. P equals 1. Right? 50 divided by 50 equals 1. 50 divided by 50 equals 1. I'm left with P equals 1. Okie dokie. Number 15 now. Number 15. Examples seem to be getting not so hard here. 1 minus 12r equals 29 minus 8r. All right. So, once again, we do the old switcheroo. They say it's easier if you have positive variables on one side. So this is a small negative, this is a bigger negative. So if I transfer to the other side, it'll be a positive. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to look at this number, right? We always look to the left to see what the sign is, and if there's nothing, it's positive. Here, there's nothing, so this is positive. Here, this is negative, and here, there's nothing, so it's positive. So to get rid of a positive 1, I subtract 1. To get rid of a negative 12, I add 12r, right? So 12r. And of course, I got to do the same to the other side. Good. So, actually, you know what I'm doing? I'm being an idiot. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm tossing everything to one side, and I need to kind of keep some things on the other side. So I'm going to destroy this. And here I'm going to do minus 29, minus 29, right? I'm going to get rid of this 29 and move it here. So I'm left with minus 29 plus 1 equals minus 28 equals minus 8 plus 12r equals 4r. Divide both sides by 4, right? Because 4 times r, if you divide by 4, equals r. So boom here, here I get a negative 7 equals r. That is the right answer. Moving along at kaleidoscopic speed. It's a big word, kaleidoscopic. 4 plus 3x equals minus 12x plus 4. Okie dokie, let's take a look at this. The minus 12 is the smaller variable, so we'll put it on the other side. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. The book says you should do it. You know what? And you know what? F this. We're not doing it that way. We're moving this guy over here, and we'll move this guy over here, and we'll see what the answer we get. All right. So if I'm taking 3x and moving it to the other side, I got to subtract both sides by negative 3x. And here I got to subtract both sides by negative 4. Ooh, what's going on here? It looks like a trick question. So this cancels out. I am left with minus 15x here, and this cancels out, and also this cancels out. So I'm left here with a big fat 0. And if I divide this by negative 15 both sides, I still get 0. So the answer is 0. I like it when they do those problems that equals 0 because it lets you know what's going on. They're not evident, those ones. Number 17. 20 minus 7b equals minus 12b plus 30. Okie dokie. Let's take a look at this. So I want to get rid of this bugger right here. I'll put him over here, and I'll get rid of this bugger, and I'll put him over here. Now, minus 12. Actually, you have to add 12b. Add 12b. You see that I have a negative 12b, so I'm adding 12b on both sides to eliminate this, right? And here I'm doing the same thing. I have plus 20, so I'm going to do minus 20 both sides. So what do I got? I get 5b equals 10, right? 5b is really 5 times b. To get rid of that 5, I divide by 5, right? If I multiply by 5, I divide by 5 to get back to the old answer. All right. Divide by 5, b equals 2, and that is the correct answer. Number 18. Minus 16n plus 12 equals 39 minus 7n. Okie dokie. Once again, we got to put the numbers on one side and the letters on the other. The variables, we call them. These are, or like terms if you want. So these are the variables because we don't know what's in n yet. And these, we know what these are. These are integers. These are numbers we know. Okie dokie. So let's get rid of the minus 16. We add 16. And we're going to add 16 in here. Both sides of the equation. Remember, we have what we do on one side, we do to the other. And since we're eliminating what's on this side, we have to move this bugger over here, which means minus 39 here, minus 39 here. This cancels out. So I'm left with minus 7 plus 16 equals 9n equals plus 12 minus 39. And that equals minus 27. If you don't know what the answer is, use your calculator. All right, so how do we isolate this n or get rid of the 9? Well, remember 9 times 9 equals 9n, and therefore divided by 9 equals n. So we have to divide both sides by 9. All right, yeah, cancel this. This becomes minus 3. N equals minus 3. 19, number 19. This is what math is. Math is 90% of the time doing this stuff. Just redoing problems over and over and over. In fact, I think since most people fail math, I don't think they're doing enough problems, and I don't think the progression is easy enough. So I really think by doing your classwork and doing this work, you're guaranteeing yourself a pass. And an understanding. Minus 32 minus 24v equals 24 minus 2v. Let's see what's the dealio. So let's get all these v's on this side. So here it's minus 24 plus 24v plus 24v. And let's get rid of this 34, minus 34, minus 34. And all that stuff equals, well, this cancels out and this cancels out. So I'm left with minus 2v plus 24v, which is 22v. Minus 32 minus 34 equals minus 66. If that was too fast for you, just pause it, work it out. So now we're left with this. Well, I can tell you right now that 22v divided by 22 and 66 divided by 22 was going to work for us. So we're left with v equals minus 3. That is the answer. Number 20 now. Number 20. Number 20. 17 minus 2x equals 35 minus 8x. Okie dokie. So let's bring all the x's over here, or better yet, let's bring them over here. Let's do it that way. So plus 2x, and let's bring all this stuff over here. Minus 35, minus 35. So this cancels out. This cancels out, and we're left with minus x plus 2x, which equals minus 6x. 6x meaning 6x, not 6 like sex. That's not what I was saying. All right, so 15 minus 35 equals minus 18. Now this here is tricky. Minus 6x is really minus 6 times x equals minus 6x. Divided by 6 gives you negative x. That's not what we want, right? If you divide a negative by a positive, it gives you a negative. We want to know what x is. So minus 6 times x equals minus 6x. You have to divide by minus 6 to get your x. Boom. There you go. This erases. This becomes x. 18 divided by 6. Both are negative. That means it's a positive answer. 3. X equals 3. Is that the right answer? Yes, it is. 21 now. 21. I'm moving along. Full speed ahead. This is a very productive one. Minus 2 minus 5. 2 equals 4m equals 33 plus 5m. Okie dokie. Let's do this. Now, this is beginning to look like a killer problem. Now, if you remember what we're supposed to do parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. So let's look at our parentheses. Can we do this? Can we do 2 minus 4m? No, we can't. Right? We can only add or subtract like terms. We can only subtract apples. We cannot subtract apples and oranges. So what's the trick? Well, if we look to the left, oh, we see here minus 5. And when there's nothing to the right, or should I say no sign to the left of a bracket, what this is really saying, this whole thing here, actually this whole side of the equation is saying minus 2 minus 5 times 2 minus 4m. We're splitting it up in minus 2, and then we're taking the minus 5 and we're multiplying it by each element in that bracket. So let's get this show on the road. So we'll write the minus 2. And the first one is minus 5 times 2, which is minus 10. Then minus 5 times, well, look at the sign on the left, that's a negative also. Minus 5 times minus 4m equals, that's minus 5 times minus 4 times m. And that's really plus 20m. Right? Two negatives make a positive. That equals 33 plus 5m. Okie dokie. So now we're going to do like the little job of combining like terms. Let's just combine these ones first. That's minus 12 plus 20m equals 33 plus 5m. Good. We're going to move this bugger over here, and we're going to move this bugger over there. So that's a minus 5m. Minus 5m. We do it to both sides. This cancels out. This becomes 15m. Minus 12, we have to add 12 to bring it down to 0. Here we have to add 12 because we do the same thing to both sides. That equals 45. 33 plus 12 equals 45. 33 plus 12, 2 plus 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5, 1 plus 3 equals 4. It's 45. So 15 times m equals 45. 15m divided by 15 is going to isolate the m, and that gives me 3. Am I right? Am I wrong? What's going on? Yes, it's good. All right, and we'll continue on the next problems after.